Mic check.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Should I take an edible?
Fucking get it.
I'm trying to stop smoking weed, but is taking edibles, does that count?
No, you said you're trying to stop smoking weed. So if you can accomplish that by taking edibles, I would say that's a win, bro.
Shit, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, no tar in your lungs.
True. No Chinese death boxes. I got my Chinese death box. Chinese death box right here. The Geek Vape bar. I gotta quit this shit.
You guys ready?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Cave. It's me, Joe Reezy, and I'm here with Kyle, aka The Chef, cooking up another episode of The Cave podcast. If you're watching this live, make sure you check out the comments because I will be posting the Discord link over there, which will be free. But if you're watching this later and you want to join the Discord community filled with crazy ass people like you and me 24/7, then head over to our website and click the Patreon link. That is at cave.com. That's K4V3.com. Cesar, welcome back to the podcast. How you doing, man?
What up? I'm doing good. Still alive,
Cesar?
I guess, Can't complain.
Cesar's an OG, man. You were here, I think it was our 7th episode, man. That was when we were doing our podcast out of the Discord still, so.
Oh, yeah.
OG, baby. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah. What was that, like a year or two ago?
I think it was like 2.5, 3 years ago. It's a while back. We had some technical difficulties too, so I owe you this one, man.
No, we always do. I think the internet, you know what I mean? You can't have it.
We'll talk about it later. But if you don't know, Cesar's responsible for like more than 75% of the tattoos on my body. So anytime we have sessions together, bro, we fucking talk about crazy shit. So I'm glad to have you back on. This is Kyle, my co-host, get you guys acquainted. You guys, I feel like are both multi-skilled handymen, Kyle farms, you tattoo, and I feel like you have other skills because it takes other skills in order to tattoo. Like you also have to have like mechanical knowledge, right?
Yeah, you got to be coordinated. Your hand definitely has to move where you want it to,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Right. So there's this saying, I'll start out with this. There's a saying that, that saying about you need to be a master of one thing and you shouldn't try to do a bunch of other things because you don't want to be good at a bunch of things and not be great at one thing, But I feel like being exposed to a bunch of different things, being good at a bunch of different things makes you great at that one thing. You know what I mean? I feel like being able to practice in different arts, if you have one focus that is your focus and you treat these other arts just as like play, you know what I mean? Those skills kind of translate into your main focus. You agree with that? Or should you just hyper focus on that one art? You know what I mean?
Everyone's different. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you, whatever actually gets you progress, I would just say do that. If it catches your attention, do it. We're artists, so I think wherever the inspiration is where you go. So like overall, man, you could be, people don't even know this, but like I love building stuff, woodworking, carpentry, randomly just to kind of like try something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. One thing I wish I knew how to do is I wish I knew how to work with cars. I feel like that's a skill in the apocalypse that'll be like, wait, don't kill me. I know how to fucking fix cars. You know what I mean?
Right? Your resume, you got to be useful in the post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that also you got to think about it like this, man. Are we talking about like cars that run off of oil and gasoline, or are we talking about cars that run off of fucking, Elon Musk because like that's the they're both of those I think are both great skill sets, but in the same breath, it's like,
Well,
we're talking.
aren't there a distinctive class of mechanics that only work with gas cars? And are there mechanics that work on electronic cars? I don't know.
Yeah, there are. There's a company in San Diego. I think it's San Diego. It's like EV West. They're converting classic cars into electric cars. There's no market for it, so they just were like, "Hey, let's create a company and just get all the classics into the new green world." It's actually pretty interesting.
I think it sounds cool, man. I'm against electric vehicles all day, every day. Like when you actually look into like what they're mining to make sure that these electric vehicles, the batteries, like they're the most non-green like vehicles, in my opinion. Like they do more harm than good, in my opinion. You're not going to catch me dead rolling around in a Tesla. I think they're fucking super cool. Mm-hmm. Do not get me wrong, but there's something about like even when it comes to, I do a lot of yard work, for my mom, and my mom's husband has all the equipment that he's given me is all battery powered. And that's cool, right? I get it. You plug it in, charge it. But like, there's something about firing up like a good 2-stroke, 4-stroke motor and like weed whacker, lawnmower. I don't know. I'm kind of biased on the matter, but I get it. I get it.
It's ironic, it's marketed as free energy, better for the environment, which it might be better pollution wise, but as far as like how you extract it, you know what I mean? You're kind of looking over that part of it.
Yeah, those cars aren't even green for at least they say roughly like 7 years before the pollution ratio of like what it takes to build a car is 7 years. So if the car makes it on the road past that, then it's green.
Man, I don't know. They are pretty cool though. I think it's kind of packaged like this and it's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you want a jetpack? All right. We have to kill a baby though, in order for you to have one. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a shitty way of coming up with the means of coming up with something cool, which I guess is science. But if it doesn't make sense, if like there's another way to achieve it and it works, like why fuck it up? I feel like, I don't know.
I agree.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
happen.
No, go ahead.
I think they had an iron nickel battery. I forgot what it was. It was like invented about 100 years ago. There used to already be electric cars, and these batteries could sit uncharged and they wouldn't damage them. And then take it out, like let's just say 15 days later, you recharge it back to 100%. Like all this technology has already been created.
It's kind of like a capacitor, right? So when we're talking about like electronics, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but like a capacitor, right? So a capacitor actually holds energy, okay? And it does not disperse the energy until you make contact with the positive and negative side. So a little kind of to go off of what you were saying, Cesar, like if you get like an old disposable camera, okay, and I don't know, you probably remember, but you hit the button, right? And what it does is it charges the flash. So you hold the button, you can even hear it. It like makes like a zinging noise, really high frequency. Mm-hmm. Well, if you were to take that sucker apart, okay, take it apart and you isolate the capacitor, that energy inside the capacitor will never go away. It's not like when you throw like 2 AA batteries into your child's toy, right? If your kid never uses it after a few years, what ends up happening is that the batteries die. Now, a capacitor is a lot different. So it will only be discharged when there's contact again between the positive and negative. So a lot of people, what they do, I don't recommend it. It's kind of fun. Just saying. But if you charge up that capacitor and you pull it out of the camera and you toss it to somebody, and when they grab it, they make the positive and negative, and it'll actually shock the dog shit out of you. But the capacitor, it never goes away.
Oh,
and
sure.
I apologize. I don't even know where I was going with that, but it's kind of an interesting fact. Like the energy stays there. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get stronger or lesser. It stays there.
Dude, like, which leads me to believe that, it's always been there to be tampered with or be used, So to think that, and I know we've always reiterated this on all our shows, like to think that we're the first ones to come up with it or discover it, I feel like it is kind of childish. But I did do some research into underground tunnels and the upper class having meetings down there. And one interesting fact that they brought up was the fact that they used to have electric cars kind of chauffeur people in the underground tunnels. And they used to say also they were unmanned electric cars. So immediately I thought of the fucking, what is it called? The underground Vegas Tesla tunnels, I forget what they're called, but yeah, I've heard about electric cars already being a thing that was, accessible or available to people back then. It's almost like some old world Tartaria shit. You know what I mean?
I was about to say that. I was like, don't get us in trouble now.
Oh shit, bro. I just actually, I found out that Tartaria might even connect to, well, it does connect to China, but there's this new video I'm watching about how that, I don't know, it's deep, but
yeah.
I don't think we'll get canceled for that. I think there's other shit we could talk about that we'll get canceled for. But I know about Tartaria, man.
Right. That's hilarious. My friend was just mentioning about, I'm like, dude, that building used to be a bank because you were in downtown. He's like, that building used to be a bank. And he's like, I know. Too bad it isn't from Tartaria, like they always had that one in front of all the numbers,
Yeah. Yo, I mean, you're from Orange County. Oh, are you still in Orange County?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one place I'm thinking about, and if you aren't from Orange County or aren't from California, you can Google Orange Circle or Costa Mesa live cams and check it out. But there's a bank there, specifically Wells Fargo, and it looks old world as fuck. But what's right next to it, bro? What temple's right next to it?
Oh yeah, the Masonic one.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? So
of course. We always look out for their symbols, bro. They're everywhere in Orange County.
Mm-hmm. It's cool though, because I smoke weed in front of there, so I can say I've smoked in front of a Masonic temple. Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, isn't a KRS-One like a honorary 33 level Mason?
I don't know, man, but I actually want to get into that because that ties into what's current right now with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But I wouldn't be surprised, man. I think they're all Masons. I think at this point they're all tied in. They've all been diddied. You know what I mean? So,
well, why wouldn't you want someone in a position of power in a sense of like, because let's get real. You have power if you have people's attention now.
Yeah.
So why not have them on your team? So once someone gets to a certain level, I think they just contact you. You know what I mean? It's like a Bugatti. It's like, oh, you're rich enough now. You can afford, you can buy one. It's, hey, you have this much attention. We'd like you to join our team, spread our message.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like obviously the obvious answer is why not? But if you have morals and they're trying to, and I don't think it's personal, but sometimes it is, sometimes it's exploited. It's like, oh, they have trauma. Let's exploit that trauma. It's never like this is just it's not a constant, hazing. I think it's almost customizable depending on your personality or your trauma or your situation.
Well, the sad part is if you don't join the club, you don't get to play, you don't get to be on, you don't get, you know what I mean? So it's, you know, you can get 15 minutes of fame, or you can get it forever, I guess, whatever forever is, you know?
You know what? I have to ask, because we talked about the entertainment industry, Harvey Weinstein, all that shit, music, obviously Diddy and all that stuff. What is it? Football. There's the who's the coach and the college coach? I forget his name. Jerry. I forget his name, but I just feel like these sex parties, like we talked about last in the podcast, they're just everywhere. And I feel like in those industries, they almost have a vice grip on them to where you have to play. You know what I mean? I feel like to bypass that, you kind of have to make your own avenue. And I feel like tattooing is one of them. But am I right? Like, are there Diddy, like, you know what I mean, structures in play in the tattooing industry too? Or
I've never been Diddied, so I don't even know, you know what I mean? So from my point of view, no, I don't think so. There are a lot of like interesting characters in this industry, because you know, you technically don't have your own boss, bro. You can work at a shop, you know what I mean? And then once you get good enough, apparently everyone kind of goes their own way. So you have a lot of characters. As far as any of this stuff coming out, it's beyond me. I don't doubt it, dude. The internet doesn't forget, you know. You gotta be very careful.
Yeah, you know what? Like we were talking about earlier today too. Like I feel like tattooing in particular, and there's probably different mediums of art or different, you know, shit you could kind of compare to it. The art speaks for itself. You know what I mean? If we were talking about earlier, like if someone was in prison that had great ass work, motherfuckers would be committing crime just to get tattoos from that person. You know what I mean? So I think it's a weird thing to where, well, you talked about exposure too. So that's kind of why people play. You could kind of get blacklisted and you're not invited to their algorithm part. You know what I mean? And
that does happen. If you're talking about like, if you say something bad about somebody, their legend, whatnot, like the best thing to do is just don't say anything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially negative, you know, but I feel like this industry, there's a lot of negativity. It's like, why him? Why this? Why that? And it's like, at the end of the day, dude, if you're in the light, you're in the light. If you're not, you're not. I know plenty of talented people that have never been, they don't know who they are because they don't play the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also, like what you said is true. Like these days it's all about attention. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have attention, then it doesn't matter how good you are. You could be the best tattoo artist, but it doesn't matter because no one even knows to reach out to you or no one can see your work. You know what I mean? So I feel like, well, right now with Instagram and stuff, that's kind of a really powerful tool to get your art out there, but word of mouth is still, you know, pretty powerful.
Word of mouth is very powerful. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's how I get all my clients. Word of mouth. Usually someone sees the work and then they come to me. I really don't rely on Instagram. I just kind of have it up there as a portfolio where it can reach masses, but I don't focus on it too much. The reason being is I've seen the industry change from what Instagram does now to all the new tattoo artists, who don't have apprenticeship, private studio. They only focus on one thing. They don't really, they're not. So the old school guys, they were taught the basics, and then you would level up. You get to a certain point, you're a quote unquote, like they give you like a seal of approval. So like you can be like, that guy backs me up, whatever. And then whoever apprenticed you, kind of, if they okayed your work, they okayed you to be an artist, then the criteria is who apprenticed you, right? So it kind of helps to know people in the industry, especially if, you know, to be apprenticed by them. But these new guys coming in, all it is attention. So nothing backs them up. They went to go to Amazon, got a machine, started working. They're just very entertaining. It's very entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They hide behind a screen. They don't really know any of the basics, any of the safety, bro. The safety stuff is very important that they never get taught, and it's a sad reality. Like I'm not mad at anybody learning on their own. You know, my first year I learned on my own. It's just a lot of people are getting hurt and they don't even know it.
Jeez. Yeah, I've seen some pretty shitty infections post tattoo, man. Also, I will say this too. Like, no matter, let's say, we were talking about if there's any like Diddy stuff going on in the tattoo industry, and if that helps elevate your career. Like, even if you're the spotlight artist or the up and coming artist, if your tattoo is dog shit, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care how entertaining you are. Like, let's talk. I don't want you to tattoo me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the common person, anybody with common sense will be like, that person's okay. But it doesn't matter. They're on TV. They're being pushed by Instagram, the algorithms. They know how to work the system.
Right.
So there's plenty now, if not now, way more, landmines, I would call them, where you just kind of, this person has 100,000 followers. They must be good. And it's like, studies show that like the more followers you have, the higher your clientele would be. So like anybody in the game watching this right now, if you want to have clients, just go buy a bunch of followers,
Yep.
Yeah, man.
It's the easy spiel. Like, don't even work, don't even draw, don't even try. Just go get followers. And everybody else, just the crowd. If the crowd just goes, they're all sheep,
Yes, that's so true, bro.
It's the best tip you can get.
Like, if there's a profile or there's an up and coming artist that has good work, I feel like the factor of someone following them is how many followers do they have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Sally, it like that's not meant to be taken personally. It's just factual. You know what I mean? It's just social proof almost. You know what I mean?
The crowd never steers you wrong. Apparently, where I think it's a survival instinct. Everyone's going left. I might as well go left.
Mm-hmm.
We blindly, we think we're so intellectual, but like we can't make our own decisions.
You know what though, dude? Now you mention it, it was a valid survival instinct because collectively it's like a hive mind thing. It's like I'm picking off what you solved and what you came up to, and I'm trusting you, But like you said, like with the bots and stuff, like you're trusting nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting used because of numbers. You're getting used by like these bots now. Like someone is controlling and programming those bots in order to influence you, essentially. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Didn't they aren't they using Taylor Swift to influence people?
Dude,
absolutely.
They're using all the artists right now to influence people. But I will say this about Taylor Swift. Have you guys seen those AI images of Taylor Swift?
No.
Oh, if you guys check out the Discord, I will be posting fucking pictures. You can find the link right now for free on the comments. But yeah, man, it's pretty spicy. I think she got pissed. Because they're pretty spicy and revealing.
That's what you get when you sell out, dude. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, man. Like, publicity's publicity, bro.
Exactly. As long as they spell your name right, dog, it's all good.
Did you put my ad over there? All right. I just want to make sure they don't follow me out.
We're good then. You can shit on me all you want. It's all good. I mean, dude, with her, I don't want to get too far off topic, but I mean, like, she started off as this like little sweet little Christian girl and just loved country music, just loved strumming on her little 6-string. Tim McGraw, oh my God, Tim McGraw, he's such a legend. And then like, what the fuck happened to you, bitch? The devil, Satan. That's kind of what happened. I'll leave it at that.
Greed,
Greed,
selling your soul. It's all good.
Yeah,
that. The greed part is what I have a hard time with that. And the reason why I have a hard time with that is because like most like normal people, like if we're blessed with like 100 grand, 50 grand, 200 grand, like, dude, that is life changing. Like that'll change my entire family's life. But bitch, you're a billionaire and it's not good enough for you. I don't trust you.
Right? Did you see when that dude he like created an algorithm that follows and tracks her airplane?
Yes, I did see that. That shit was fucking dope. And if you need that app, you could check. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
funny, man.
Ridiculous, bro. I don't know why.
Kind of scary
over it too.
Yeah, kind of. I would be pissed, right?
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I'm getting stalked." Whatever. I'm like, bro, you're a public figure. That's what is it?
The name of the game, baby.
Yeah, the information wasn't private; it was public anyway. So, like, what do you mean? Like, a stalker get access to it anyways? You're just mad that you're being exposed for telling everyone to go green, and your airplane goes, across the country like every day.
Yeah. You're trying to go green, and your plane's going red as fuck, like dark. It's got like little devil horns, dude. Like Molochs are flying out of the fucking back of your fucking jet, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, and it's also publicity to sue. It's like, fuck, I'm gonna sue too. Let's keep this going.
Oh yeah, so,
it's terrible.
Interesting though. Now that we'll get into it, I do think all these people are in on the show. I think it's a stage, and I think a big part of it could be this Drake and Kendrick beef. I don't know if you guys are up to date with it. I know, like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, we don't care," but I think it's getting interesting right now. I think it's crossing over to like our territory where we do care.
All I know is Drake's ghostwriter dissed him too. No.
Oh God. I think I did hear it. Is it Daylight?
I don't even know who his name is. I just know he started dissing him, and I'm like, dude, if the mice are jumping ship, dog, it's time to go.
Yeah, who's gonna write for you, bro? Who's gonna write for you?
Okay. I heard that. At first, I heard Ghost Rider, like Ghost Ride the Whip. Num. You said Ghost Rider. Okay, dude, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I think my personal beliefs are like, I get like being a part, like I just try to put myself in like not Drake's shoes, but like you're Drake's. I'll just chef, right? You're Drake's chef, right? And your job is to cook for Drake. Mm-hmm. Okay. And at first you get the job and it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, dude, I'm working for Drake. Like, I cook for Drake and all his entourage. Like, that's fucking awesome. That'd be dope. Yeah. That sounds dope. And then a year goes by. And then another year goes by. And then another. And during those years, you're like, I don't think we really have the same values, my dude. Like at all. I'm not really down with that, bro. Like, you were cool. Like, that paycheck I get every month is pretty fucking cool, but the shit you be doing, not really cool. So what I'm getting at is that if his ghostwriter like is flipping against him, like, what does it take for that to happen? Well, I'll tell you, when, in my humble opinion, when Drake is all over the fucking news for not all over the news. I mean, he is all over the news, but like with this back and forth shit between him and Kendrick, and then you start hearing the drops from Kendrick and some what the lyrical content is. Mm-hmm. You're like, yeah, I don't think now's a good time. Like, that's a perfect time to jump ship, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. It's either money, right? If the money's not right, or you fucked me over in some like contract bullshit, then I'm out, or
morally, or just morally. Yeah, you're like, morally, like, I I wanted to jump ship a couple weeks ago or a couple years ago, but we all saw what happened to fucking Obama's chef, right? We don't want to do that. Like, so you wait till there's a big fucking explosion and when shit's in the news, and that's the perfect time, dude, where you're like, you give them the good old Irish goodbye and you're fucking out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Well, the thing is there are a bunch of cases where, you know, Drake's been linked to some hits, and because of this Kendrick stuff too, like I think recently there was a shooting at Toronto, specifically at his mansion. One of his security guards got shot. And that's what I said. Like, I feel like, first of all, Kendrick was rapping like he was ready to die. You know, if you're putting shit out there, it's either for show, like, you know, we're collaborating in order for attention, because this is a good ploy for attention, you know. And initially, like I've been saying, like I said, this is perfect attention to take away from Diddy. But someone on TikTok reached out to me and said, nah, this is like the point where the rappers that aren't with it are making a stand and starting to expose the people that are, because there are people that are, you know. And rap is an interesting genre because it's either you're real or you're fake, you know what I mean? And the people who are real, like, value being real, to where, nah, that ain't me, that ain't authentic, you know what I mean? They almost even try to prove their raps type shit. So I feel like, and plus with the stuff that's coming out, because I think there was a theory or a rumor that UMG, the main label, reached out to Kendrick and was like, hey, can you stop talking about the pedo stuff? You know, we're losing a lot of money and people aren't fucking with Drake anymore because of it. So did you guys know the consent of age? Canada's age of consent is 16 years old. So
interesting. Oh shit,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's that too.
I'm pretty sure California, which I'm a fucking resident of. Well,
we all are.
For all of us, I'll speak for all of us. But I'm pretty sure that there was it doesn't really coincide with exactly what we're talking about, but I'm pretty sure that there was a bill passed in the last 6 months by Nuisance and that fucking guy, dude. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. To where if there's some like weird activity going on with a minor and an adult, and there's like no consent, like it's no longer a felony. It's like, just a misdemeanor, dude. Like, you might as well. It's the same thing as fucking running a fucking red light. And bro, now, real quick, and now at 12 years old, if you are the age of 12 years or older, you are able to leave your household. And the government's gotcha. They gotcha. In California, 12 years old. If you're 12 years old and you want to leave your fucking house, pretty much it's like the fucking runaway program. You can leave, and the government will fucking house you and take care of you and pay your bills. That's fucking bullshit, dude. Like, I would have been fucked, bro. I would have ran away at 12 too, not realizing that I didn't have it that bad. I just was told no a couple times.
You
I don't know.
Have that candy at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, like a little bit of, I know it's kind of a bad word. I'm gonna try to not say it too loud, but it's called like discipline. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is nowadays. Discipline? What the fuck is that?
Nah, bro, it's 2024, dog. There's no such thing.
Fuck.
I know.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't know, bro. Like, we talked a lot about how crazy Hollywood is, and we got deep into, you know, the roots of it and all of it. And like, it sucks because it's like the fact that California is like a good place to live and it's a paradise type of place. It's kind of fading now because you're seeing, you know, the underlayers of all the, you know, shiny lights and the glitter and the glam, right? Quiet on Set, bro. Like, that came out that everything is like even the entertainment industry, dude, that shit was mind blowing to me because it was Nickelodeon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up watching all that shit. I had a crush on Amanda Bynes, you know? So, like, knowing that shit was going on, and interestingly enough, he's suing the filmmakers of Quiet on Set. Dan Schneider is, for defamation of character. He could win. That's the crazy part. You know what I mean? It's interesting that, like, people, I'm seeing shows now, fucking streamers going out and catching pedophiles. You know, if these guys can make content of catching pedophiles on a consistent basis, what are the cops doing pulling me over for rolling a stop sign for, motherfucker?
They're trying to get money out of you.
Dude.
Wasting our fucking goddamn tax dollars is what they're doing, dude.
No, they're trying to turn a profit. It's all for profit, dog. Like, they want to give you tickets. They're not arresting people that, you know,
it is for profit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not arresting everybody. They're only getting the people they know they can get money out of.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So,
right.
that's.
And they're catering to the people that are giving money to them already, or funding the establishment, you know? Which I heard too in one of those Vitaly streams, they called the cops and they were willing to let the guy go, you know? I don't know if you know this, Chef. There's this guy named Vitaly. He used to do pranks on YouTube, but now what he does is he just fucking collabs with different people, and they catch predators on stream and they make them do crazy shit.
Is that the one? Like, I seen one yesterday. He's like, "What are you doing?" And fucking smacks the fuck out of this dude. And this dude's got before the camera even started rolling, this dude's got a bloody nose. Mm-hmm. Smacks him again and fucking smacks him again. I'm like, oh shit.
Did you guys all see that?
I saw the one that I'm talking about. I seen it. He fucking smacked this dude like 5 times, dude. This dude already had a bloody nose before the smacking started.
They thought he died. Yeah.
No way.
But
he didn't die.
I will tell you this quick little snippet here as to kind of how, I don't know, I guess in my perspective, I can only go off based of what I've witnessed in my own life. So when I worked at the winery up in Northern California, we had this couple that came in and we called them the Bentleys and they were old as fuck. And they would roll in every like 2 to 3 weeks, and they would, the husband was always driving, old as shit. Kind of remind me of like Mr. Burns, dude, not gonna lie, from The Simpsons. Okay. And they would roll in and he would have his cane and just we had like 32 steps of stairs you had to get up. It probably was 33 now. If I were to go back and count, it probably was 33 steps. But anyhow, he would come up and he would always order a couple cases of our reserve Pinot Noir. Okay. And this shit was in the thousands of dollars. It was like our higher end. It was expensive. Yeah. Anyhow, one day out of multiple days, but I ended up helping him and his wife out with their wine to their car, to their Bentley, because they would order cases and they're elderly as fuck. So I'm in hospitality. I'm going to help you out. Mm-hmm. And I noticed the license plate on the back of the Bentley. And I asked him, I was like, oh, that's a really interesting license plate. Like haven't really seen that before. And he told me that he got this license plate at an auction for I don't know the right words, but like a fundraiser for the CHP of California.
Okay.
And he paid like 10 grand for that license plate. And he told me, this dude's like 80 something years old, maybe older, that you pretty much have this license plate, you're not getting pulled over. And if you get pulled over, you're going to go about your way. So I'll leave that there. This dude's a multimillionaire, but he paid. What were you going to say, Jersey?
What specifically made that license plate stand out? Did it have a symbol or?
It, if I remember correctly, it was a normal license. So I didn't lie, but I misspoke. Yeah. So the license plate was normal, but it was a license plate cover that was different.
Okay.
And it was all, if I remember, it was all black. It looked fancy as fuck, obviously on the back of a Bentley, but in gold, if I remember correctly, it was like CHP, but it said a couple other words. I don't remember the words. The words didn't stand out. It wasn't something that stood out to me, but it was like maybe like CHP Corporation or Foundation or something to that matter. But I'll never forget like me loading up into his car and he had his cane and I was asking him, he was kind of like, oh, yeah, I get this at the auction every year and it just protects me and my wife, getting pulled over. Something to that nature. Like not verbatim, but along those lines. So it's like, oh, okay. So we can just buy our way out of fucking traffic ticket. Absolutely.
Yeah, pay to win, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the crime is only, how do I put this? What is it? It's only illegal if you can't afford, representation, or you can't buy your way out of the ticket. That's all it really is. If you can't afford it, it's illegal. Don't do it.
Don't take it personally. It just is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. But that is funny though, because, and I don't want to get into it too much, but was it Mouthy Buddha? That
beast, dude. Straight beast. Let's go.
Yeah, let's end the conversation of this topic there. But you should check out Mouthy Buddha because it's, I don't know, like it's discouraging to look into what his, the research that he's done and know how this all connects. But it makes sense. And based on what Cesar is saying, like, if protecting Cesar and protecting you means that it protects my money, then we're all working together. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if I have videos of Cesar sucking my dick and you videos of you sucking my dick, then you ain't gonna tell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's how it all works, dude.
It's called blackmail.
Exactly.
That's exactly. God damn it, Joe Reezy.
He went there.
Simple
he went there.
It's a comedy podcast.
But hey, you fucking ass. But no, it is true, man, and that's exactly how this fucking
it works.
Plane realm. That's how it fucking works, bro. Like you got like, and I think like going back to like Amanda Bynes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think a lot of this stuff has come out in the last years, but like when we were watching, I'm assuming we're all around the same fucking age, right? When we were watching Nickelodeon, when we were watching all that,
mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't even a fucking thing. Like the parent, mind you, internet, like we're talking like Windows 95, dog. We're talking like dial up. Like our parents are gonna be like, let me go figure out what fucking Nickelodeon is, and I'm gonna wait 30 fucking minutes for. Oh wait, shit, someone's on the phone. Someone's on the phone in the house, so we have to wait, right? Like,
yeah, that's why we're in the age of awakening for that reason.
Amen, dude. Amen. And I do solely believe that, man. And I do think, I don't know how long this age of awakening is gonna last, or like I don't know the length of it, but it's fucking happening, dude. And I will say this again, man. Thank you, Fauci. Thank you, elites. Thank you, fuckholes, dude. Because if it was not for fucking the pandemic bullshit, man, I don't know if I would have woken up. Like, I'm just being straight up honest. Like, I've always been skeptical on 9/11, dude. I've been skeptical on JFK. I've been skeptical. I was watching Loose Change, bro, when I was like 14 years old on YouTube, dude, on my dial-up. Loose Change 1, Loose Change 2. Checking out Jesse Ventura. If you guys remember Jesse Ventura, dude, like that dude went hard, dude, back in 2008.
Yeah.
But it's weird, dude, and that's why I believe in the divine, dude, and I believe in something higher than us because I feel like we were blessed. I know it sounds fucked up, but we were blessed either with the pandemic or we were blessed with the mistakes that the elites or whomever you call them, the mistakes that they made. Because they made mistakes, and guess what? We fucking slid in, dude. The truthers, the people that gave a fuck, we slid in and we paid attention. We were watching Fall Cabal. Rest in peace, fucking Janet Osborne. Rest in peace. She's toast now. She put out like a 32-part series and breaks down all of this fucking mumbo jumbo bullshit.
I think what happened the pandemic was like, you know, if I'm trying to do a magic trick, I fucked up and you saw, you know what I mean? You saw what I was doing, and it's like I lost the crowd, you know? It's all done.
Yeah. You got to make sure your alibis are super tight nowadays because the internet does not forget, man.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, man. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to mention that before I forget.
No, you're good. That was perfect. I'm done. It's always good to shut me up.
Also, dude, I will say this as far as like all the sexual innuendos they put all over Disney and Nickelodeon. I have to be honest. At the time, I was a kid growing up and I had a crush on Amanda Bynes. So I was a horny kid. I'd look up fucking Amanda Bynes nude back in like Ask Jeeves days. You know what I mean? So if there were any sexual innuendos, I didn't catch it because I felt like they weren't, you know, spicy enough for me to entertain at the time. So it's almost like I feel like maybe they know that too, you know, because their demographic is the younger population. The younger population, they try to seem innocent in front of parents, but really they're pretty, you know, with it mentally, you know, and I feel like, I don't know, the sexual consciousness arises pretty early in kids now. I feel like, you know.
I do agree. But again, like, I think technology can be our friend and I think it could be our foe.
Mm-hmm.
And
sure.
I think
definitely exploited too.
Yeah, man.
Like
and I think
like the robot that they put a flamethrower on and we can buy for like 10 grand now.
You could buy that shit, dog. Are you talking about the dog robot?
Yep.
I
I was upset that
shit.
I thought we weren't going to have access to it, but hey, they're selling it for 10 G's. So
you want to fucking throw in on that? Bi-weekly, dog.
Nah, but you know what the future is your own private drone securities, bro.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. I think that's gonna be where it's at.
Bro, I do not doubt that for 2 seconds. And to be quite honest with you, like, I don't know. I'm kind of speaking out of hand here, out of pocket, as some say. I'm speaking out of pocket.
Say it, bruh.
But I mean, if I had the money, dude, I can't say that either because also I think about like iRobot with fucking Will Smith's bitch ass. Fuck that guy too. I pretty much anyone in Hollywood, I'm gonna say fuck that guy or fuck that gal. So don't take this, take it with a grain of salt. I fucking hate them all. But like, it is possible, and I fuck with AI a lot. I do. I've been wild shit where I'm able to. I feel like I'm getting some information I'm not supposed to be getting, and that only justifies what I'm about to say. Like, they could always turn on you, like, and that's why I'm like anti-Tesla, dude. Like, and to be quite honest, like, I'm not like, oh fuck Teslas because having to mine all the lithium and da 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 da. Like, that's fucked up. I agree with that. That's fucked up. But in the same breath, like, these people in these other like third world countries, like, that's the only money they're gonna get. I don't agree with it. I don't think that it's okay, but it is supporting their economy in a sense, right? But there's always that possibility, dude. Like, if I'm able to hack into AI in some weird way and get some like honest, actual answers, like, and I'm just a normal fucking Joe. Like, who's to say that someone can't hack into a fucking Tesla, dude? Who's to say someone?
Yeah.
There's a kid. Look it up. Some kid. I think he emailed Tesla, and then he emailed Elon Musk personally. I think it was to get hired, just showing off his tech savviness. And they didn't reply to his email, and he was like, screw it, I'm just gonna hack into everyone's car. And then he did it, then sent the email like, hey, look, I got into all your cars. Like, I can control anybody's car and I can drive it off a bridge type, you know. So it has been done.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, as you're saying, Cesar, it's like, I already wrote you. I'm not saying you said this, but like, I wrote you like twice. That didn't get your attention. Roger that. Fucking stand by, homie. I'm gonna hack into all your shit, and then you're gonna notice me.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess what's gonna happen? The FBI, the CIA, all the three, they're gonna come visit you, and guess what you're gonna get out of it? Not jail time. You're gonna get yourself a job, young man.
Yeah,
Let's
true.
go.
That is true. Yeah. That's how they get their brilliant minds. They threaten you with 25 to life for, hacking something. You'll never touch a computer again. And then they're like, or, we'll let you do it with us, with the best technology. And, you recruit the best of the best, man.
And we're going to start you off with just like $200,000 a year. And like, it's not much right now, young lad, but it'll get better. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Roger that.
You like helicopters and jetpacks or what? Like, what do you want?
You ever played Halo? We got you.
Seriously, right? Yeah, I don't know. One theory that I did hear about AI, bro, and it started tripping me out because I use, ChatGPT and a lot of shit all the time, is there was a theory, I don't know where I heard it, either TikTok or Twitter, but what if these ChatGPT and these learning models are FBI agents? You already know that they're tapping in, so now they get to talk to you, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure there's probably a backdoor to like some questionable, if you type in some questionable stuff online, they'll send you through some like some filters. So like you have to be wary of what you type. I would not doubt if AI had the same like route, that if you started typing in some questionable stuff like how to build a house, you can insert whatever you want into there, and then if it's questionable, then it's like boom, red door.
Yeah, like it gets flagged, like certain conversation subjects get flagged. Yeah, I did bring that up, and obviously you see that when people get political, it's kind of bias in a sense, you know what I mean, when they respond.
Yeah, now that you mentioned the political stuff, I was listening to a comedian talk, and he said that Instagram blocked his content to his viewers because, and it's confirmed, it wasn't like theoretical. He ended up confirming it because he had used a word. Okay, so whatever this word was on a flagged list, and they use AI to filter this word. And if you say this word on your platform, you just get instantly flagged. And it doesn't matter what the context is. As long as you use the word, you're flagged.
Yeah, I believe it, bro. Does it rhyme with
gay?
Does it rhyme with I need a home?
No, actually it was political. The word was political. It had to do with like with the climate, you know what I mean? Like what's going on. And if you take one side over another and use all the words that are preferable to one side, you just get flagged, bro. Like you can't even use these words. At least, you can. I'm saying you can, but you get censored. So now we're having to self-censor. So is anything free? Is anything free anymore?
We'll talk about that off air because I want to kind of satire marketing and lean towards what the favorite side in the fucking funny satirical way. But I want to be surprised, man. And you know what sucks about that shit? Like as much as you want to try to appeal it, now the cons of working with an AI is apparent. Like, you hit dead ends and it's like, I only have these 3 prompts. Are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
So I see.
Yeah, and certain things are nuanced. So like, I think he did try to go that route where he was like appeal online, and then because obviously he was high up, he's a very high up comedian. he said that he knew somebody that worked at the company and said, hey, this is my handle. Can you look into this and see what's going on? And then he got confirmed that it was like, hey, yeah, you did get flagged. This is the reason for it. And yada, yada, yada. Thinking it was a personal conversation between two people, he ends up telling the whole internet, like, I'm saying it's true. It's true.
Yeah, man. You know what? Personally, though, dude, I think Instagram is the gayest of them all. I know how you guys personally feel about social media platforms. I think TikTok is probably the most legit one. People hate that. People get political, and I see the angle. But if we're just judging algorithms, I think I spoke to Francis about this. Like, I think Instagram caters to whoever is paying, you know what I mean, more, and whoever has the bigger following. Opposed to TikTok, it actually learns your
bank account.
Not as much as fucking Instagram does, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Instagram. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. I think TikTok has a more sophisticated algorithm. I think Twitter too is pretty good, but now it's pay to play too. You need to pay for the check mark in order to get pushed higher up into the conversation. So is anything free anymore? I don't know, bro. I don't think so. It almost makes me look back at our times and think, do we just live the golden age? You know what I'm saying?
I do think, dude, I honestly do think if we're talking like the golden age, like the good old days, and I think each generation can go back and be like, yeah, man, like it was great, man. Got a pack of cigarettes for 5 cents and, go a couple generations later and a scoop of ice cream was 5 cents. And,
yeah, I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. Good. The golden age we lived in was great. Don't get me wrong. But right now is the greatest time of transfer and wealth. So the hold on power and wealth was through knowledge. And now that it's being exposed, you have 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds just making millions of dollars off clicking links, making Instagram pages with, no face accounts.
Cook.
So like, I'm not going to get too deep into what's happening, but this is the best time to make money if you grew up with a phone. We're older. Right. We didn't grow up with phones. We don't know what we're doing. But you give a phone to a kid since he's 1, bro, he's gonna create $1 million with AI, just ripping off content and selling you a link. And he doesn't have to do anything other than sit back and make sure that video gets views. So I'm not gonna tout and be like, the internet's horrible. I'm gonna be like, I'm mad that I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Let's get real. I'm mad I don't know how to do this.
Well,
I'm right there with you, bro.
I guess what I mean by that is the capabilities that you had when it was less regulated is no more, and that's kind of, I guess it's present everywhere. A VPN, and these kids already know what to do. We don't, back in our day, we were talking about, onion sites, torrent sites, and our parents didn't know what the fuck that was.
They got them all on apps. Like this is one thing I've noticed. If you really go and pay attention to some blogger, I don't know what they're called. They always plug VPNs.
Yeah, they do.
Just pay attention to it.
I always just block that shit out because I'm like, I know.
Yeah,
you're right.
They're plugging them for a reason because these kids know how to get around certain things. So like,
Facts.
TikTok is going to get banned. These kids are just going to spoof their IPs. They're going to go to a country that's accessible. They're still going to stay famous. They're still going to get their money. The government's just upset that your average person like myself that doesn't know how to do this, I'm not going to have access to knowledge anymore,
Right.
But the time of obviously the awakening, these kids, you can't throw anything past them, dog. They're a lot smarter than us. Granted, are they as coordinated? Do they have as many, did they learn how we learn? No. You know, they're a different breed. You know, give them a computer and they'll school us, dog. And back when we used to play, you know, PlayStation 1, you know, our parents would be like, "That's rotting your brain." Well, all
It was
these
really
kids who
helping
are
us.
what happened?
It was really helping us. You know, there's a lot of
Yeah,
studies,
right.
the video
And
games.
now studies show that the kids that were playing those video games, they're they're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you give them a drone. Have you ever seen the drone races?
Yeah, they're
Dude,
fucking really intricate, bro.
How is that even possible?
Yeah.
You give them a phone since they're one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a double-edged sword. Either wear really thick glasses, ruin your vision, you know, get a hunchback, or just, you know, play outside. It's a double-edged sword, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, some people can use technology to go play outside. Like, obviously, what are you going to do with a drone indoor? You know, go outside and use the drone. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it's how you use it. You could get used by it, or you could use it. But you're right. Now is the time, because knowledge is power. And I think now more than ever, knowledge is easily accessible.
Transfer of wealth, man. Transfer of wealth. If you can, everybody thinks like, oh, find an old entrepreneur and teach you this. Yeah, over time. Okay, fine. But I'm saying right now, if you want to make the most amount of money without knowing much, find a kid that's always on his phone and be like, hey, you know, I want to know this, and they'll know it. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, like, dude, I think so. I've been down here in Southern California for about, I think, 5 years now. And I want to say it was like 7 to 8 years ago when I was working at the winery. One of the guests that I was taking care of, I always try to be personal, like, yeah, man, like, you know what I do. Like, I pour wine and I give tours. Like, you know what I do. Like, what do you do? And one of the dudes is like, yeah, man, like me and a buddy, you know, we work for Roblox. Like, what the fuck is Roblox? And he kind of broke it down to me, and I'm just like,
yeah,
that sounds gay and retarded. Like 8-bit, 10-bit, like, all right, like I'm gonna go home and play my PC. Thank you very much. Like, that's gay. Yeah. Had no idea.
It's huge
now.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. And it's so hard, dude. I feel like some people, dude, are like uploaded with certain information, because like now, dude, everything that you just said, Cesar, dude, just struck a chord with me, man.
Yeah, dog, just to build on top of that too, like, I think now more than ever, people like figure out their learning style before even learning. Like, back in the day, this is it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You go to school, fucking listen, you do homework, otherwise you fail your test and you don't pass. Like, that was it. But now, if you give someone a subject and you have, you know, a subject, so you have two specimens, right? And you give someone a subject. Specimen A goes to school. Specimen B just fucking has free time, great access to internet and unlimited resources. Specimen B might be more of a, you know what I mean, knowledgeable speaker on the topic more than specimen A, because one, they have freedom to learn how they want to learn, you know, and they can intake information the way they want to, and it's not forced, you know, and it's not stored into the short-term memory when it should be stored in the long-term memory in order to grasp some of the concepts that you're trying to digest. So
you're RAM and ROM, dude. You have your short-term, you have your long-term.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Dude.
Yeah. Good point.
I don't have anything further. I'm just reacting like, whoa, like I normally do. But dude, it's crazy, man. And before I'm gonna interrupt you real quick, Cesar, because I'm gonna dip out right quick, and I'm gonna be right back. And you continue, sir.
All right, man. But yeah, man.
Oh, the whole teaching subject thing. I came across that when there was a foreign exchange student in our school, and she used to be like, "I hate this class. I don't know why I'm forced to take it." I'm like, "It's school. You're supposed to take it." And she's like, "Not where I'm from." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, So you take a personality test, and then according to that personality, you get structured school to your end goal in a sense. So if you're lean towards mathematics, they're not going to try to make you, well-rounded, which I think is the worst part, because let's get real. Kids that usually like English don't like math. Kids who like math don't like English. What's the point of making them well-rounded? Apparently there's something there beyond me, but they also end school, end high school with a bachelor's with college credit. And I'm just like, at the time, I'm just like, whoa, this doesn't make sense. This is crazy. But it's like, to touch on the point, like, yeah, if you get a kid that's interested in something, definitely steer them in the direction they lean towards. And if you give them unlimited resources, and what I mean by that is the internet, because it's unlimited. It's unlimited. Yeah. They're going to decipher and have better reasoning skills to be like, well, this forum is clearly wrong. This one's clearly right, just through gaining the information, and they'll have better like deductive reasoning skills. Like if this, then that, these kids are learning a lot faster than we can teach them.
It might be my personal experience, but I feel like that didn't really be a topic of conversation unless you were doing bad in school. It's like, why are your grades like this? Let's start to really see. And I feel like it's more focused in the continuation schools, the schools that people have to go to because they got kicked out of the main school. So I hope it's changed, because
I don't know what it's like. I didn't like school, that's why I tattoo. I didn't like people telling me what to do. But I understood, like, just observing the world, just everyone learns differently. And apparently there's about like 14 different styles of learning. So,
damn.
Hey, why aren't there 14 different styles of schools? There's a Montessori, there's a couple other private schools. But a majority of the people go to public school, and that's on one system. It doesn't work for everybody.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Let's do a thought experiment. Could a society work if there was no governing body that had a grip on education? Like, everyone was just free to teach whatever the fuck they want. It could be fake. See, that's the thing about free speech too. Like, as much as you wanted to be free, then, I could say anything about you too. So that has to be in a play too. So, like, let's say, hey, here's the information, do whatever the fuck you want of it. Nothing's real, it's just whatever you can prove, Would that be a functionable society, or would there be some people that believe in, well, I guess to answer my question, then cults would happen, right? Because that's just human nature to fucking do. To just be like, no, I have the information. This information it goes back to, and I feel like this is a cycle, like, when technology becomes available, we kind of feel empowered and we start to give less credibility and credit to God. But then when it starts to get too crazy, then we kind of go back to God. You know what I mean?
Well, if anything, I think CERN, that where CERN, where they send particles through like it was a magnetic field or whatnot, and they crash them.
Yeah.
Like, science is proving a lot of interesting things, and I don't think it's getting away from God. It's actually creating a lot more questions, and like, is there a higher power? Because a lot of these particles just prove that someone's in control. Or I think recently someone said the Matrix is real because they keep finding all these error correcting codes, and an error correcting code would only come in a computer to make sure the software doesn't like get too off of what it's programmed to do.
Yeah.
Like, why is that showing up in our experiment unless someone created that? So, like, I don't think science is moving away from God. Whether you believe in a higher power or not, that's on you. But it's definitely not answering a lot of things either.
Right.
I have to say, so for me myself, like I do. What I will say is I do not believe in the heliocentric model, like at all, like at all. like I can't. I'm not even gonna say that again. But I'm not for 1 second. And I think there's two ways to look at that. And I do, like, when you were speaking, bro, I'm like, fuck, dude, like you got a point. Like, I'm not gonna deny that point, and I'm gonna look into that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that there is a firmament.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do believe there's a firmament. I don't think you can break that firmament. And what I'm getting to is I think that the particle accelerators, which there's a lot of people like to focus on the one in Switzerland, right? The main one, but a lot of people don't know there's over 30,000 in the United States particle accelerators. So it's not the only one. But I do, in my own belief, I do think there's a nefarious reason for that. And I do believe that they're trying to, at the very least, trying to figure out how to break through the firmament, because I do think that there are other, I don't know if you want to call it galaxies, life forces, inhabitable places, what have you. But I do think that they're trying, like, when you're trying to split an atom or you're trying to combine an atom, in my belief, like, I don't think it's like, yeah, man, we're pro Bible, we're pro Jesus.
That's alchemy.
God.
That's alchemy. Like, what you're doing
I don't feel like I don't feel like they're doing that in the best interest for us peasants. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's just my belief. And again, I was telling, I think you were in the conversation as well, Cesar, but I was telling Joe Rizzi, like, my thoughts, dude, they change on the daily, dude. I'm a sponge. I'm not like hardcore, like, this is the way, and if it's not this way, like, no, I learned from random fucking people, dude. And when I say random people, I'm a random person. I'm nothing special. I am nothing special. Ask my fiance, she'll tell you. I'm nothing special, bro. So, I don't know, dude. I think it's more nefarious, dude. I think, like, to get on, like, a quick little side tangent. Like, I was talking with my mom today about vaccines, and my kids are unvaccinated. That's the choice that I decided to go down. Mm-hmm. And I'm not hating on people that do. Now, where the fuck does this correlate with the Bible or God? That's funny you ask, gentlemen, because I'm going to answer that. And how I answer is, I think that we were made and we were created by a divine being, whatever you would like to call him. Whatever you want to call him, whatever you give, Joe, Jim, James, Yeshua, Jesus, whatever. But I think we have everything we need, for the most part, to strive, to survive, and to be the best beings, entities that we can be. And I don't feel that it's necessary to have all these outside, like, fucking things to, like, fix us. Like, I think we have it all within us. And I think God created, the heavens and the earth. We have herbs, we have plants. And when you start to stray away from, like, Western medicine, and you start just take a little peekaboo, dude, into, like, Eastern medicine and holistic medicine, like, it's pretty much all, like, in my opinion, dude, it's all there.
it goes back to what Cesar said though about money. Like, if I teach you fucking how to meditate and take cold showers, and you don't have to go to the doctor or buy insurance anymore, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I missed that. I must have missed that. And I'm not knocking on you, Cesar, dude. You're fucking on point, dude. And I appreciate your thought process. And I'm again. But no, that's exactly it. Like, dude, of course they're not going to teach us how to med. They're not going to throw us med beds.
That's the fucking line why we can't be in the utopia, because it somewhere down the line, like, the love for money became like one of the main traits of whoever's in charge, right? Because they control the resources. There's this movie I watched in Hulu. It's about aliens, but an alien race came to take over Earth, and instead of just, controlling the whole human race, the elites made a deal with them to offer, I don't know, like, the planet to them in exchange for a sanctuary and technology. And so because of that, like, they were able to kind of coexist, but not really, because some of the people were, controlled by the aliens. But it just kind of gave an insight of, dude, it doesn't even matter if the apocalypse is going to happen, it's still about money. You know what I mean? The apocalypse might even be brought in as a profitable, you know what I mean? event.
Oh yeah, look at all the millionaire bunkers out there.
Yes, dog. Have you seen Fallout?
I haven't seen. I've seen like a 1 or 2 episodes, only because one of my clients like threw it on. It was in the background, so I'm familiar. But
yeah, it's talked about a lot. I put it on my queue because, dog, for some reason I can't watch movies anymore. It's a curse. You know what I mean? I really want to just relax and watch movies and shows again. But my wife was really into it, so she was watching it, and I was able to tune in. So it's interesting because it's set in a post-apocalyptic setting, right? I guess there was a nuclear attack, and now they're living in underground bunkers because of the fallout. It's pretty much Chernobyl, right? So what gets revealed later on, spoiler alert, but I mean, it's kind of relevant now, so I'm going to talk about it. It's revealed later on that the people making the underground bunkers were the ones that funded the nuclear explosion because they needed a way to create demand for these underground bunkers.
They created the market, huh?
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, that does happen. We see it in war all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think you can ever escape that. I think escaping that is by means of spirituality, of like, just kind of, fuck this bullshit, I'm thinking about something else. I'm not playing in your matrix, but I just feel like we would do that. And another thing that kind of backs that up is the pandemic. Like you said, Chef, right? It became for profit. Like, even people working in the hospitals lost their job because they came out and just spoke what they experienced, It's funny because when you said about CERN and the portals and all that, for some reason they're always underground, right? And it makes me think now that they're playing with ley line energy. You know what I mean? They're playing with like some kind of energy that the ancient people knew, where they built their temples.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting to look into. Like, if every place they put a little kaleidoscope, if it fell on a ley line, that would be pretty interesting.
I mean, it'd be cool now if they could just make one, like, it'd be cool to have a ley line here. Let's put a CERN portal over here, and now it's fucking energetic vortex or whatever the fuck. So,
I'll send you guys a show, dude. An episode from someone that I know that did a show on ley lines.
Oh, hell yeah. And
like the first couple of minutes, I'm like, yeah, I kind of already like, that makes sense, right? Like the pyramids, that makes sense. And this makes sense. Oh, okay. And then it started hitting on like some other shit. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And it doesn't stop there. So your mind is blown. And we'll see it. We'll do our own show on it because I want to look into it for myself, for yourself. Dope. Yeah. So we'll do but I'll send you because it's a really good reference. But dude, the ley lines are fucking huge. Are huge. And there's so much crazy, like just random things that have happened in at least the States. That if I can remember correctly, the States. Like this happened here. Like I'm talking like, don't quote me on this, but it's like the Boston bombings or like any of these random crazy acts of violence, or also these places where like greatness has came out of, or beautiful things have been created from, all are on these fucking ley lines, dude. And I'm a strong believer. And I've been having to be quite honest with you, I looked up ley lines last night, like 24 hours ago. I'm on my couch looking up ley lines, and I fucking couldn't find shit. So yeah, that's going to be a good one. It's very hard.
You know, it's crazy because we talked about unlimited knowledge now, but like I feel like there's certain potent tools or magic, you know what I mean, practices that they don't want you to touch or be using, you know.
Yeah, tell me about it. What is it? October? What does that mean? 10? Or like how they move the months around?
You're talking about the Mandela effect, or
no. So if you look at the origins of some of the words we use, like in our months, they don't fall in the right order, right? Because there's a month missing. So some people celebrate the Lunar New Year, and some people celebrate the Western New Year, which is like on the 1st.
Yeah.
There's a lot of knowledge, you know, that's been kept from us, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize that we're missing a couple of days on our calendar. You know, we have leap years, and it shouldn't be like that. If you look into the ancient knowledge, there's 13 months. What is it? 28 days, and you know, witchcraft and whatnot. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, we talked about the turtle, right? The turtle.
There we go.
Dude, ever since that episode, I've wanted to buy a fucking pet turtle. You know what's interesting? I've always been told that, you know, having a pet turtle was bad luck because it would bring like a slow life. But I think that's fucking a psyop, bro. You know?
It very well might be. And Cesar, yeah. So if you just look up like the portions or the breakdown of a turtle shell is exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. It's 13 months, 28-day months, and everything just lines up perfectly. Cesar, you nailed it, bro. That's it right there. Nailed it on the head.
So now let's go down the rabbit hole and tie some crazy stuff in, right? We talked about everything being for profit, right? We talked about portals. Profit. We talked about ley lines, and we talked about Drake and Kendrick, right? Let me tie everything in, even though that's all fucking sounds all over the place. All right. So one thing that happened is obviously Drake's known to retaliate, and there's rumors that he pops and kills people, right? And you can break down his lyrics, even though they're pre-written or ghost-written, but he puts it out there, right? Rick Ross was making fun of Drake's private jet or plane. He was calling it old, you know. He was saying like, "Oh, if you're flexing about you're the boss and you're the highest paid, why you driving or flying in an old plane or old jet?" It's all fun and games, but recently, Rick Ross's plane got shot down. He said there were some fucking fighter jets that came by, and bro, I have a fucking video. It's funny how he describes it, but you guys should check this out.
So, thank you everybody for all the prayers, but I'm gonna tell you, we on the jet and I'm seeing the fighter jet. I see his nose. It's like Tom Cruise from Top Gun. I seen his nose. I'm seeing him in the cockpit. And I'm like, damn. I see his cheeks and nose going back from the G-force. I'm like, damn. And then, hey man, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what happened, but it happened. Come on, white boy. Come on, man. But I'm going to tell you something. What I'm going to take back about Drake old plane. BBL Drizzy, I know you got the ashtrays and the armrests and that hindsight. That's really dope. Like, you know, some smoking shit, you know. But we safe, everybody.
And then he started accusing Drake of being the responsible for putting out the hit. It's interesting because, like I said, the diss tracks are starting to get more personal, and Drake dropped a diss track where he said, do Rick Ross air like that one flight from Malaysia, which everybody knows what happened to that flight in Malaysia. And that kind of ties in Portals too, because did you guys see the video of like these fucking orbs surrounding the plane and like opened up a wormhole and the fucking plane disappeared? I think they're calling it exotic vacuum objects.
Bro, listen, I was looking at this shit last night and I've seen a lot of this stuff before. Mm-hmm. I'm super cool over here. I've seen this before. Nah. I looked at it again. And the way that the orbs move, they're moving like this. And then at one point, they stop.
Look at that. That is the dark energy.
Go ahead. I muted it.
No, that's it. And then they go backwards, dude. And they...
So my theory on that is they're drones.
Yes.
They're...
I agree with you.
They're alien drones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe some technology we don't know about that's on planet type drones.
So they go one way and they switch off, dude.
Anti-gravity type stuff. Yeah, because they said they interviewed some physicist and he said that the speed that they tracked one at, because they released some files, and the degrees that they turned would kill any living organism. G-force,
immediately you're toast.
So he said there can't be anything living in there. And I just knew. I was like, oh, that's a drone. That's an alien drone.
I agree.
That's assault. So I love that. I love that. And I'll tell you why I love that. Because I'm to the point now where, like, God, I don't know, dude. Again, my opinions might change tomorrow or the next day, but it's factual.
So, oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I just, dude, it's so hard because I'm more of when I say flat earth, dude, don't get this shit twisted. What I really mean, I guess the best, like, the heliocentric model is fucking garbage. It's garbage. Like, it just is what it is. It's all garbage. It's basura, however the fuck you say it in Spanish. I tried. But I think that we have this technology, dude. Like, I think it's us. I think there might be some outside help. I'm not going to say we don't, but I think it's us. And for the longest time, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, totally. Like some like fucking shit from outer space, like came through and they're like, oh, we got to get this flight. Nah, dude, I think it's more, I've said nefarious a few times, but when you look at who's on board, I don't have all the details here, but when you look at who's on board, there's some pretty important people.
Wait. Are you talking about the patent stuff?
The what? The patent? No, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I pause you? Can I pause you there? Because we will get there. We will get there. So, first of all, have you guys seen the Antarctica anomaly? There's like that fucking like blob that popped up in Antarctica.
Negative.
Shit. It fucking was deemed a technical glitch, right?
Of course.
But
what, on Google Maps or what?
I don't know where it was. I think it's just people fucking tracking actual like the depths or whatever. I don't know why they'd be tracking it, but it came up. I'm trying to pull it up right now. But what kind of throws off the explanation that it might be an anomaly was the fact that it happened again, and it fucking happened like the same size, right? And now you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So there's like the wave. So there's buoys out in the ocean randomly scattered that take the depth of the buoy, and the reason for that is to check for earthquakes and tsunamis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they detected that the ocean dropped or raised up like 100 feet, and they were saying that it was an error in the codes or something. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's that one. Let me show you, dude. It's supposed to be fucking huge, man.
Beyond my pay grade, man. I don't know what's going on.
Well, now this is where we'll speculate. This is the thing, bro. That looks like fucking Godzilla coming out. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Godzilla.
So
I'm so glad you said it, dude.
And it's funny because I mean, we don't want to get into that, but there is another theory that there's an underwater alien base, right? I did also entertain the fact that it might be a portal on some Bermuda Triangle shit, but I heard that the Bermuda Triangle actually might be this underwater base that people are talking about. So essentially, a 4chan who was a whistleblower came out. Let me pull it up because it's been scrubbed, but I found the PDF.
You can't scrub anything off the internet.
And you know what, dude? Like, they're trying to do that with TikTok. So I'm trying to save all the TikToks and fucking plug them into the Discord. So even if they get rid of TikTok,
screen record, yep.
Yeah, everything is over there. So yeah. So pretty much, let me read this. I have intimate knowledge of what the U.S. currently knows about UFOs, minus the last 2 years. UFOs are primarily unmanned drones. UFOs are built to spec each time they are deployed. So depending what their mission is, whether it's just to gather intel or they got to somebody. UFOs are created by a mobile construction facility that hides in the ocean. Construction facility destroys anything that comes close to it and will disappear for days when approached aggressively. U.S. believes the facility has been active on Earth for at least 100 years or much longer. Fire away on questions and I'll answer what I can.
Oh, yeah. Agree. Yeah.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like fucking, the planet that the Transformer fools came from?
No, that's
I forget what it's called, but it's like a AI living robotic planet that kind of makes these Transformer things, But
there's some orbs that have been tracked going into the ocean. So like I'm with this right here. Not to mention they found an ocean under the Earth's crust already. I don't know if you heard about that one. There's like
I just saw that one. Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of one or two of our seas put together. So there's more water on planet Earth.
Which is crazy because the natives always talked about free water, or primary water, I think what it's called, which is water underneath the earth, right?
Right.
So it's mind blowing. It's crazy. And like, I'd rather talk, like, these are things that are real that we can talk about instead of just speculating about, what aliens could be, like give us some real shit. But one of the questions that they said is, what is the main body of government collecting informations on the UFOs? And then this guy was like, it doesn't officially exist, and I won't use the internal name on here either. The U.S. seems to believe there have been encounters, but my information is limited. So they said it's not related to Oumuamua, which is that fucking huge, like, astral body that's on Earth that they think is a UFO. And is there any working theory on the origins? If so, can you elaborate? Quite a bit, but we think the construction facility has been around since at least 4000 BC. See sightings, paintings from early eras of history.
That's interesting because it correlates to when the Earth kind of reset, no? 4,000 years ago?
I think so, man.
Or something like that.
Sounds about right.
But I'm scared of the fucking ocean. Like, if we're dealing with that too, like, fuck that shit, bro. So there are a lot of speculations about how that plane disappeared. What do you guys think? What are your theories? Because another one's the Diego Garcia base, right?
I think, dude, Yeah, dude. I think there's some wild shit going on. I think that it's obviously super crazy that this flight with over 200 people on it just just kind of disappears. But then if you go that alone, it's just like, that's kind of crazy, man. You start looking into it, then you see the videos, right? So you already showed one video. One of the main videos that you see this craft going. Again, you see these orbs circling around it. I think there's like 5 or 6. At one point, they reverse. They start going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Actually, first it's going. You see some weird anomaly in the sky. Then after the weird anomaly, then you see them all like circling the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then then they go backwards, and eventually it's a bright light, and it's fucking gone, dude. Almost like it went through a portal. I don't even think it got shot down. Based on what I have seen, it doesn't look like it got shot down. It looked like it just fucking just disappears. There's a flash of light, and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look into it, and there's all these things, and one of the things is Diego Garcia, and that base, dude. To me, I haven't done a whole lot of looking into it, but I have just this feeling in my body, in my soul, that there's something fucking weird going on with that base, and I think they're doing some stuff that we're not aware of. I don't know exactly what it is that they're doing, but they're keeping it from us. I mean, there's a reason why the base is where it's at. The base is fucking far, far away in the middle of fucking nowhere, in my opinion. And so I don't know, dude. I think there's some really weird shit going on there. I don't know if they're trying to protect people that were on that flight. I don't know if they were trying to get rid of people that were on that flight.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say, but there's some fuckery afoot.
They're time travelers. They're trying to set the.
I believe in time travelers, dude. I'll put that out there real quick on the cave, dude. I believe in them.
Do you guys see that time traveler from fucking, was it called Florida, who went into the shed, but he came out older?
Yep.
Oh, yep. I was watching part of it and I didn't finish it, but I didn't know he came out older, I should say. I didn't know he came out. No way.
And people are gonna pick that apart, dude. People are like, oh yeah, they fucking all their fucking retarded babble bullshit. That's cool too, man. Hey, discernment is a beautiful thing. But I think discernment has it's become such a big presence when we're looking at things that are of social media, whatever. Oh, I picked that apart. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's some things, dude, like, you can't really fucking explain, man. Like, but people don't want to see that, dude. There's little trolls out there, not little trolls, but like fucking trolls out there that their main purpose is to just shit on people who are conspiracy theorists and just to make us all look fucking dumb and retarded, dude. Like they're out there. They have nothing better else to do. They live with their mom or their dad. They're in a basement. They play fucking World of Warcraft all day long.
I don't think so, though. I think, going back to what we were talking about earlier, I think there are some agents and bots that try to negate that because they know, like I think I spoke about this previously. If I check some shit, if I check out a clip of you talking about MH370, right?
Yeah.
And I look at the comments, I'm like, damn, 32 comments. Let's see what's going on. And it's just a thread of fucking, this guy thinks this, you were autistic club. Then I'm going to like laugh. You know what I mean? And taking part in that makes me feel like I'm part of the community. I'm part of this community making fun of somebody. It's that tribalship that they're exploiting once again. And the funny thing that people don't know and funny people that people don't realize is look at the person who started the comment. The fucking profile picture is some sus ass profile picture and the fucking no posts. You know what I'm saying? It's a sus ass profile. So it could be a burner profile, or it could be a bot, that's just AI function to negate any conspiracy theories that are really putting shit out there. So there are those people, though, the people that live in the basement that like thrive and think that they have some kind of kinship with people making fun of you or making fun of somebody else. Like I get it all the time with the mask. Like people are in the comment, "Why the fuck you wear the mask?" And it's like, to me, it goes back to promo. You know what I mean? Keep boosting my comments because that helps the algorithm type shit. But you see how like it's almost one of those things that someone told me, like if you don't respond, it almost creates a vacuum in them to where it's like, oh, my action didn't have a reaction. And it's sometimes if they say something stupid about you and you laugh about it, you like it, and you're like, haha, yeah, you know what, you have a point. You see that they just kind of hit you with that comment just to get a reaction out of you. They really want to be like, you know what I mean, build a relationship or a friendship with you type shit. Internet's weird, bro, because you're seeing like awkward introverts be extroverts through like avatars that aren't even real. You know what I mean? And with that comes a lot of like, I'll show you what I want to show you. And it's not really me. You know what I mean? So again, it goes back to the people with money. If you're talking about, conspiracy theories that's fucking up my money, a la like the UMG stuff, getting involved with Drake and Kendrick because he's talking about pedo stuff, you know what I mean? And it goes back to a bunch of what we're talking about, how everyone's kind of in it to win it. Then like I'm like Cesar's throwing in on bots to keep these bots going, you know what I mean? You're going to probably throw in because it keeps our money flowing, and they can justify that, and I'm sure they justify that as taking care of our own. Fuck them, you know what I mean? Maybe that's how they sleep at night. So
yeah, I wonder how many bots are out there over this Kendrick and Drake beef, just out there promoting or putting down. Which, we like to assume everyone on the internet's real, but it's like, why are there 40 million accounts, but there's only like 8 million people? I don't know how many people there are. You know what I mean? Like the numbers aren't adding up.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. Like I have 5 accounts, so I'm responsible for a little bit.
but still, like the numbers outrageous to like the accounts per person. Like nobody has 100 accounts. Probably there's a guy out there. There's always an exception, but there's not every person has 100 accounts. So people are starting to like realize, like, wait a minute, the math isn't mathing. And then you really start looking into people's accounts. It's like that person that just said something negative is probably a bot, and you're doing something right if you have people with money trying to put you down,
And
I agree.
Let's be honest, like in this world, I think I spoke about this on a show we were doing, KVW, our Cave Wrestling show, but we're living in a world now where being nice and kind is corny. And that's fucked up, Like if I do some fucking inspirational clip and I post it on our Cave, no one's going to react to it. They're going to be like, oh, I know, I already know that. What the fuck? I already know, trying to be corny and shit. But if I post something fucked up and controversial, comment, you know what I mean? And like, obviously, like I said, it tells the algorithm success. The algorithm, it doesn't read fucking, oh, what did he mean when he said this? It only flags down keywords. So if you say something, then it actually pays attention. So like, I just feel like, and I also mentioned this too, like if you look at the big accounts, bro, like if you have 2 million followers, how come you only get 2 comments a post? Like something's not right. You know what I mean?
Hey, real quick, let me just fucking be completely honest for just 2 seconds. So when I first started over a year ago, I had a random account hit me up. And it told me that there was another account. I've already mentioned this on the Cave, but there was it was like, dude, we've already worked with this other person. Like, and I'm like, oh, how the fuck do you know that? Like, that's my boy or my girl, whatever, whoever it was. Like, dude, we'll hook you up with some followers. And I fucking did it, dude. I did it. I did it. And in my thought process, I was like, I'm getting fucking shadow banned as fuck, which I was, and I still am. And after I realized what I did, I wrote back, I'm like, fucking keep your money. I think I paid like $30. Keep all of your money. Delete everything because I want this shit to be as organic as fucking possible, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And anyhow, long story short, dude, I had some random other person hit me up the other day. You know the Shopify stores? That's like a huge thing now. Like, we're gonna create a fucking Shopify. You create your store. We're gonna hook you up. And I'm like, dude, like I could really use that right now. That sounds great. I don't got enough. There's not enough hours in the day to help me out with this shit. I got you. Like, I'm down. All I gotta do is pay $1 to Shopify, not to this fuck. And they're going to help me out. And I looked through their shit. This dude's got like fucking I don't know. I don't remember how many followers, but it's all from out of fucking the country. And then I click on them and I'm like, they got no followers, no shit. And I'm like, nah, like I can't do this, dude. Like I know it's $1, man, but I just can't fucking, I can't fucking go through with this, man. And it's not even a moral thing, dude. I'm just not trying to get ripped the fuck off. But anyhow, shadow banning. I know I'm going off topic. Shadow banning, dude, is a fucking thing, dude. It's a thing.
It's kind of hard because it goes back to what we talked about, how like, you know, if you do have a bunch of followers and people are more likely to tune in. But I don't know about you, Cesar, you have an Instagram account too. I think comments are more valuable than, like, you know what I mean, likes or followers, because I feel like that really dictates whether there's a conscious person behind it.
Sometimes there's a lot of bots that comment. Yeah, sometimes the bots are the only ones that comment, you know?
Yeah, that's true too. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. That's why it's a tricky game. That's why I feel like it's one of those things where you just kind of do your thing and
yeah, just do your thing. At the end of the day, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say something about bots. I completely spaced. But yeah, just do your thing.
This is how we do it, though. This is how we do it. This is how we do it right here. This is how it's done right fucking here on the K, bitches. This is how it's done, right?
Yo, Kyle, I don't want to go off MH370 without mentioning what you spoke about, because as much like we spoke about this before, as much as there are a bunch of speculations about how it disappeared, I like the crazy stuff. So I like the portal stuff, you know. But I only like those possibilities if they're plausible. You know, if they're absolutely bullshit, then I don't entertain it. Or if there's a more explainable reason, then I tend to go to that one. And that patent stuff was pretty spot on. I don't know if you heard about that, Cesar, but apparently there were 4 people that owned a patent that was pending for some kind of chips or something, right?
Yeah, I think it was a chip to some sort of technology. Yeah.
Yeah, and like what is it? The patent law says that if there's 4 people and 3 people pass away, the last person owns all of it.
Yeah, and somehow it got passed 3 days after MH370 crashed, and somehow the man named Jacob Rothschild got a hold of it. But it goes back to what we were talking about how it's pay to play, you know, and how, you know, you can't get away with it. Let me play this clip right here, which is pretty crazy. It ties everything in.
There's one of the most evil, vicious Navy bases in the history of the planet. They do stuff that would make Hitler look like Santa Claus. Diego Garcia.
So
wait.
Sorry.
Diego Garcia. That's where that first Malaysian plane is. That's where it landed. It had 4 scientists on it. 20 scientists, but 4 had filed for patents. It was Malaysia, but they worked out of Austin, Texas, for Texas Instruments. Right. And the ones behind that plane was Texas Instruments, the government, and Boeing, who made the plane. And everybody.
First of all, it was a Boeing, so it very well could have just fell apart. Let's just be honest.
Stupid enough to believe that a plane almost a block long can just disappear. With the electronics we have, all the technology we have, the next generation of cars will come out. There'll be no driver. So we got 4 of those top scientists.
That's where it gets spicy.
That had filed for patents worth $400 billion. Okay. So if 1, 2, 3 of us and your brother, 4, we filed for patents. And then here's a friend of yours who's with us. So 5 of us filed for patents. If we die before the patent is granted, then your brother, who wasn't on the plane with us, he owns them all. Mm. So those 4 scientists, and the 5th person was the Carlyle Group.
That's where it gets spicy.
They own them all now. The patent was granted 3 days after the plane was missing.
Wow.
Okay. And so what I'm saying is this is the game, and if you can't follow that thread, then you don't see it.
That's crazy. What were the patents for?
Huh?
What were the patents for?
Well, the patents was, you heard people talk about they're gonna one day inject you and can control you. Well, these guys come up with something, they don't have to inject you. They just put in this room and you come in and you smell it.
Science, nanotechnology.
Damn. Now you gotta start wearing the gas masks.
So it says the Carlyle Group names former Pfizer chairman and CEO Ian Reid as an operating executive for global healthcare. So that needed to happen in order to push the agenda and, like we said, to make more money, right? And they've done this with Titanic. I think we mentioned this on a previous episode too, right? Somehow they tie in. So fucking, I think it's crazy that all tied in. And what's funny is I remember an episode we did and we were talking about Flight 17 and we thought it was Flight 37, right? And I feel like it was thrown out there. It was the one that got shot down by Russia, and I think it landed around Ukraine or whatever. But we were talking about how that was kind of sus that it landed there. And it's interesting because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make this flight MH370. Obviously, if this is plausible, it was done to push the pandemic, which was a money grab, why not do another money grab and start a war off of this? So I think the Flight 17 thing was a way to kind of bring this in and categorize it around the same, war crime. And it's funny because I was watching the documentary on Netflix about this, and it sucks because the people who had family members in Flight 37, like, they don't have closure of burying their family, So they almost feel like this Flight 17 thing was like their way of, oh, here, bury some people so you can have that ritual. It might not be your people, but at least you guys got to bury people. You know what I mean?
Be thankful.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I looked up. That shit pisses me off, dude. Like I get really fucking mad right now. I'm not even gonna lie, but like I looked into this and I think it was like, I did it from my phone, so I don't know the exact number, but I got like 200 plus, I want to say, people that had passed, or that were missing. Yeah. And it was really weird, really fucking weird. Like, if you look at the list, let me see if I can pull it up. When you look at the list, the first like 150 people have like kind of obscure names. And then the last like 100 are every single fucking last name or first name is Zhang. Zhang. So it's like Kai Zhang. C Zhang. Zem Zhang. And I'm like, that doesn't fucking look right at all. And so I looked further into that and I didn't get very far.
Of course.
But 100 names. Like, I get you're from the same area. I understand that. And I understand that there's cultural things. And I understand, like, there's going to be really popular last names. But if you look it up, give me a list of all of the people that are missing or who died on flight MH370. The last, like, almost 100 people all have the same fucking last name.
That's interesting.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me, dude. Even if you're in like a third world country and like everyone fucks each other and like everyone's a big fucking happy family, that's not the case. And like that culture doesn't fuck around like that, dude. So it's not even like we're not talking about like Alabama and
hey, you never know, man. It might be going down over there.
I take that back. I'm
So
sorry, but
are you saying that possibly like they fluffed up the numbers a little?
they fluffed the numbers and they fluffed up the names, bro. And then, as you said, Joe Reese, when you look into it, like a lot of these family members, they're left in the dust, bro. They're left in the dust. They didn't get all the details. They got nothing. That's sus to me, man. Like, if it was, I don't know, that shit really fucking pisses me the fuck off, dude. And I'm really fucking mad right now because I feel like when people die like that and like all the families want, dude, is a little bit of closure. They're not asking for much, man. Like, they got blown up by this or just fucking say it. But when you can't even fucking say it, that's sus, bro. And then we go back to the fucking patents and whatnot. Like, nah. But Diego Garcia, I'm really hoping to come across somebody that, and I'm sure you as well, all of us, like somebody, dude, that is like connected to that and just can give us a little bit of information on like what's going on over there, dude, because it's not for me, dude. Diego Garcia, when we're talking about like deep underground military bases and all this shit that goes down, obviously underground, like Diego Garcia is like the above the fucking water type of shit there. There's some fuckery afoot. And where it's located also is a little fucking weird to me. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, man. I think Plum Island too is an interesting one. If you guys
never even heard of that. Plum Island?
Yeah, I think they do like fucking genetic experiments and make like chimeras and shit over there. So it's not unlike them to play on an island.
Well, mind you, there's too many restrictions in the United States.
Yeah.
So if anything is funny, it's definitely not happening here. You know, and that's their plausible deniability, jurisdiction type. Like, hey, you can't get us. We're not playing on your rules. There's no rules here.
Right.
So if you hear something like, you know, how they said they shut down Guantanamo Bay, you know, it's not happening here. It's happening on an island where there's no laws. So they can pretty much do whatever they want.
Black sites.
Dude.
Yeah.
I know we're wrapping up. But I have to say, dude, a lot of the times when I go into the cave, baby, and I appreciate it. I don't always like all the fucking details. I do ask, like, what are we gonna go? You know, I tell Jersey, what are we gonna talk about? So I have a general idea. You're a beast, brother. Cesar, you're a beast, dog. Seriously, there's nothing that makes me more happy, dude, than running into, obviously like-minded folks, dude. It's fucking awesome, dude. And you're a gangster. And the next time, my dude, that I'm down in your area, best believe I'm gonna be shelling out some cash and I want some tattoos from you, brother.
Come by anytime, dude.
It's going down, dude. It's gonna happen. But dude, Joe Reezy, bro, you never fail me, dog. Not that you need to impress me. I'm not saying that, but like every time I hop on, dude, badass people. I'm blessed, dude.
Hey, don't be gay, bro. Don't be gay, bro.
No Diddy, dog. No Diddy, dog.
Damn. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, every time I get a tattoo from Cesar, we just fucking go off, bro. So I already knew, man. I already knew. But I did want to ask, being a tattoo artist, it's funny because what's his face? Cat Williams spoke about this on the stand-up. He was like, God made us perfect, right? God made us in his image. But then we have the audacity to look in the mirror and be like, nah, I'm fucking ugly. I'm gonna get a nose job. Or I'm gonna get surgery to get taller. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily body modification, but what do you think about body modification? Like tattooing is not really body modification, right? But
it is. You're adding a foreign substance to your skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's body mod. The only thing is, I think we think body mod is more like split tongues, silicone under the arms or under your skin layer. It's all body mods. We all got some type of like dysmorphia.
Yeah.
We're not happy with our base skin we came in with. Like GTA. You gotta like change the hair, add some tattoos. You gotta pay for some.
Yeah. So, I mean, essentially fucking tanning is body modification too, right? Shaving, right?
So I would consider body mods more of like a permanent alteration.
Okay.
Technically, even the silicone's not permanent because you can remove that. That's what you can remove, but it's more of the extreme version. Yeah. Because you dye your hair, it's gonna change. It's gonna grow out. You're gonna get piercings. You can pull them out, but like, any form of like expression, there's limits, bro. There's limits. Definitely, tattooing is one. Piercings would kind of be another. There are some piercings that obviously, like if you get a cheek or the cheek piercings, they don't close. They don't close. So like once you get them, you're leaking, man.
So you'd have like dimples, pretty much, right?
Yeah, and those holes won't close, bro.
Damn, you got one, Kyle? Let me see.
I got right here. I have a dermal right there, bro.
Those are brutal.
That shit hurt or what?
Dude, I mean, to be quite honest, I was a little fucked up when I got this, dude.
Yeah,
my homie, dude. My homie got a Prince Albert. He got his Prince Albert redone. I didn't fucking anyhow.
Dog, I need to show you guys this. Check this out. Look at this guy.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Dude, even his nose is fucking
sick.
No, yeah, I mean, dude, that's, and he's got scarification all over him, dude. Like,
scarification's badass.
Hey, yeah, if that floats your boat, man, amen, dude. Whatever makes you happy.
I mean, you committed to being like,
the Alien Project. There's some dude in like, I don't know, like South America who has like a couple fingers removed, so he looks like an alien.
Yeah.
He like removed a finger, so he looks like an alien when he like waves. He only has like 3 fingers. It's such a. I think he removed his. Yeah, like he removed his thumb and his index finger. He just walks around with 3 fingers, bro, and like doctors wouldn't do it. He couldn't find a doctor that would remove an appendage, And he ended up talking to some dude and was like, I don't feel normal, like this is what I want. Like it's such a trip to like not feel normal in your body and like go to the extent of removing. I think the next step, he might be removing a leg.
Yeah. I want to see someone fucking like put a working tail on, that'd be cool.
A working what?
A tail, like extend your tailbone into an actual like extra.
I mean, that might like as far as like, yeah, it depends on because listen, dude, we got kids that request cat boxes, bro, and fucking let's you know.
You're right.
It's good, but no, it is getting there.
Come to California.
Yeah, California. Let's fucking go, son. But I have to ask you real quick. Cesar, what is the most uncomfortable for you? Like, I'm thinking about tattooing, right? And I've seen tattoos like everywhere, all over the body. Like, is that like, how do you discern? How do you handle that? Like when it's in a spot that's like, that's gotta be a little bit weird. I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist, dude. So I wouldn't know. And I'm just like, how do you deal with that? And what's like one of the most uncomfortable, like where it was kind of challenging, I guess, for you. Maybe it wasn't challenging. I don't fucking know.
Uncomfortable spots. The only thing I would consider uncomfortable is maybe like the neck. The neck is an uncomfortable place to work in.
No. I'm sorry. Not an uncomfortable. I'm talking about like, you are working on somebody else.
That made me uncomfortable.
Like, maybe it made you feel uncomfortable, but also maybe. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Just kind of weird. Like that's gotta be weird. Like if someone wants to like an octopus, like that's gotta be a little.
We don't have to take everything, bro.
Okay, so you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
Amen.
So I've only made myself as uncomfortable as I want it to be.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That costs extra, bro. That costs extra.
Yeah.
It's got to.
There's a handling charge, bro.
Okay, let's go. Cesar, bro, I promise you this. This is what I'm going to promise on the fucking cave. Only here in the cave. The next time I can get a tattoo and I can afford a tattoo, I'm going to fucking you, my dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Seriously, dude. Like, you're a badass motherfucker, dude. I've never been... I've never had... I know it sounds... I don't know how to say this without sounding ditty, but like I've never had like this long of a conversation like with somebody that I actually am like, dude, you're a good dude, man. You're like genuinely a good fucking person. You're soft spoken. You're a good dude. Joe Reezy, you've done work on him. So anyhow, long story short, I'm gonna cut the fucking bullshit and the fairy tales. Can't even fucking talk. The fairy tale shit. But dude, next time, bro, I'm going to holler at you.
For sure. If you come in for a session, man, the camera's off. We can talk about whatever we want. You know what I mean?
All right. Let's go.
I will ask this just to tie everything in. I talked about body modifications too. Something that's trending right now is Neuralink, right? And I feel like if you are already in the body modification space, then it's not unlike to think about Neuralink and getting it because it's convenient. Something you entertain, man? What do you think about all that? Like transhumanism type shit.
I think that's dope. I really like where it can go. The only thing is there's a lot of unknowns, and if your computer can get hacked and that's connected to your nervous system, bro, who knows if you can control another human through it, or even like just shut them down and be like, we don't want them to speak anymore.
Yep. That's very true, man. I mean, they probably will sell you on the convenience of it, like, oh, look, it's like Iron Man, you could do this.
Yeah, there's a kid, I think he's in Russia. Mm-hmm. He's creating an Iron Man suit. He's translating everything because his demographic is the United States. Dude, the kid is an engineer, like crazy creative. He's creating an Iron Man suit, and like he's probably like 22.
Mm-hmm. Jeez. He's Iron Man.
Once like the exoskeletons are real, they're happening, and then once you connect them to you, like as a person, your your brain. I don't know what extent it'll if it has like a safe wall to get hacked, not get hacked, and then you control like a human being, and instead of having the CIA kind of like trigger you with a word, they just tap into your brain through a computer and make you do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just entertaining some thoughts.
What would be cool is, I don't think people would have to die anymore because we could just have exoskeleton wars,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who knows?
Drone wars are the next one.
That might not satisfy the fucking bloodthirsty people that are in charge, though, But yeah, I also said in the podcast before, I think the people in charge should just fucking play a private round of Call of Duty or Counter-Strike and just settle it that way,
Let's go. Hey, we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like, dude, what? Like, do we really gotta do this? Like, can't we just get down on some like fucking Halo? Like,
War is just Sims. It's all Sim now.
Yeah, like, come on, dude. Like, okay,
I could have won that one.
Yeah,
you're not into like shooting. That's fine, dude. I'll fuck you up on Madden. Like, I don't know.
That's funny.
That's hilarious, man. Well, shit. Let's wrap it up. Cesar, where can we find you outside of Cave, man?
Instagram, just at Modive.
Modive. Told you I wouldn't get it wrong. Hell yeah. Well, shit. Make sure, if you're watching this live, to click that link in the comments to get access to our Discord community. And if you're watching this later, then you can hit that up on our Patreon. That should be on our website, cave.com. That's K4V3.com. Also, we're about to do a Ethiopian Bible study, man. Get that popping in the cave. So look out. Make sure to follow us everywhere at the cave. And shit, boys, that was crazy. Peace.
Peace. Error.